We are at the funeral service of Bosasa CEO Gavin, which is currently underway in Port Elizabeth, and former President Jacob Zuma is on the podium. We rejoin them live now.
I hope the investigations will clarify this matter. There are reasons why I say this, and I don't want to go any further. But South Africa is a strategically important country, geographically, politically, economically, globally. But also circumstances have changed, comrades, and I think it's important to know this. We fought for a national liberation country. The important word is national. And that is what united us, the national liberation. And that was done in 1994. That was a national interest of all of us. But once apartheid was removed and therefore the national issue was out, that reduced this pulling power of coming together and unite. And I don't want to go further what then came to its place. But perhaps not to leave you unclear, the class interests emerged. And that's where we are. And that's why a person who is your comrade, who was ready to die with you, today that comrade would kill you for personal interests. It is a point we need to be aware of, we who love this country and love South Africa. This comrade, or the non-racial comrade, believed in non-racialism, had no color. For those who secretly took our citizens and made them agents of other countries, he remains a different kind of a person in their eyes. We still need to wake up, particularly we, the African National Congress, unite, and I absolutely believe we need to work very hard to ensure that this country does not disintegrate into something we never thought of because of its importance and because we don't understand how important South Africa is globally. This family has suffered because of its political clarity and commitment to the freedom and democratic government of this country and their contribution, particularly Comrade Gavin, who was in the leader of this. And I wish we can learn from here that we need to address things differently. If we don't, we're all going to die one by one. Those who are known to be problematic in different ways. Heart attack, I now know it can be induced. I have been poisoned myself by those forces. I'm not talking something that I don't know. And I thought at this point, because Comrade Gavin has been, and the Watson, have been an important element in the setup of the South African country, where there's been racism, these managed to understand South Africa as a real rainbow nation and worked for it. And it is important to make this point. If you lower your guards, you might be in trouble. If you were sitting in another country, you hear that there is a person called in South Africa, Jacob Zuma. You will believe he's the biggest criminal. He has been labeled the most corrupt person. But nobody has even given a teaspoon that is told anywhere. It's a narrative that has been created deliberately to say those who may know things need to be rubbished so that they look like criminals, corrupt, etc. When I was appearing, and I've not yet finished, in the commission, I told a story of a plan that was hashed for me in 1990 that has been deepening in terms of implementation. In fact, bendiyikha phezulu, bendingathethi ngamathumbu ayo, bendiyikha phezulu. For me, it is absolutely important that it's not yet over. But I thought it is important to make you aware. I would like to say thank you to the Watson's family. I've worked with them. They are like my brothers. And I'm happy that the children of the brothers are as their fathers. We are part of this family. I would like to say, as we say goodbye to Comrade Gavin, you must be consoled by the fact that here lies a real comrade, a soldier of our struggle, a comrade who understood the need to liberate South Africa, but also understood the need to build South Africa to be a better country that takes care of its citizens. A real democrat, revolutionary, in practice, not just in theory, as we have heard. We like to say, lalani ngenxe muzi wakwaWatson, sikunye nani siva lenhlungu njengoba nani niva. Kumfowethu lo. Kumfowethu lo. Ngabafowethu laba nabodadewethu nabomama. Owenu umsebenzi niwenzile. Kodwa ke sesijonge kwabancinci kuba benzo wabo. Bafunze noma balandele otata babo. Kuba isende lendlela esihambayo. Sende. Isafuna amadoda namadodana nabomama. It's not good to feel in our own country we are not safe. We need to feel we are safe and free. But those matters are matters needing the leaders to help us feel we are safe. I want to say to Comrade Gavin, farewell. comrade, you made your contribution. You left too early for us. I always feel very bad to say goodbye to people who are younger than me, instead of them saying to us who are older, goodbye, you have done your work. But this indeed is a comrade who made a contribution in the organization, the African National Congress, and in the country. And we'll always remember him and remember his family. Farewell, comrade. Uhambe kakuhle, goqa lamagoqa. Amandla! Awethu! Umshini wami, mshini wami, umshini wami, mshini wami, umshini wami, we baba. Awulethu, umshini wami, mshini wami, umshini wami, mshini wami, umshini wami, we baba. Awulethu, umshini wami, mshini wami. Umshini wami, mshini wami, umshini wami, we baba.
Former President Jacob Zuma at the stand at Gavin Watson's funeral today in Port Elizabeth, highlighting the closeness of their relationship and also the relationship that the Watson family had with the African National Congress, saying that they are family. He also pointed out quite a few key things, saying that South Africa is a very geographically strategic location, and one should not be blind-sighted and be ignorant about the fact that there are other entities, enemies, he calls them, who would not want to see the country prosper. He says that the enemy wanted the Watson family killed. Also said that a commission was put in place to deal with the Watson family, among other things. But chief amongst all, sharing the relationship that he had with the Watson family, and sharing also the relationship and the contribution that the Watsons have made to the struggle.